Well, we continue to follow breaking news this morning. Two LA County Sheriff's deputies are in the hospital after they were ambushed in Compton, shot multiple times. The suspect still on the run. Now, that shooting happened just before 7 last night outside the Blue Line station on Willowbrook Avenue. KCAL 9's Joy Benedict is live at the scene with the latest for us on the investigation. Good morning, Joy.
Good morning, Amy. Yeah, this is almost 12 hours now since the shooting took place, and there is still a very somber feel out here as the investigation does continue here on the scene. As you mentioned, we are here on the Blue Line station. We are right across the platform from where this took place on Willowbrook. There is the car still over there. You cannot see it now from this angle that we are at, but this is where investigators say those two deputies were shot in their vehicle. The sheriff called it an ambush. Take a look at this security video. As you can see very clearly the scene from out here. Investigators say that it shows a man approaching the vehicle from behind. He appears to act like he's going to walk past the car, but instead turns and opens fire into the passenger side, then runs back the way that he came. Numerous rounds were fired into that vehicle. Two deputies inside were shot, but they were able to radio for help. And this is video from the scene out here all night long as numerous investigators have been out here not only looking into exactly what happened, trying to figure out who this shooter is and put these pieces together, but also to monitor the scene as they do have quite a distance of it blocked off, including here on Willowbrook as well as over to Alameda. And also, although the Blue Line is still running this morning, it is not stopping here at this platform for obvious reasons. Of course, the other active area is the hospital. Both deputies were rushed to St. Francis Hospital by their comrades last night right after the shooting, and many members of law enforcement flocked to the hospital to show their support. In a news conference last night, Sheriff Villanueva called the shooting a cowardly act as he provided a little bit more information about those two deputies who are injured.
One is a 31-year-old mother of a 6-year-old boy. Her husband is here with them. The other one is a 24-year-old, and parents are here, girlfriend is here. They're both out of class 437, so they just graduated, and in fact I swore them into office just 14 months ago. These are real people doing a tough job, and it just shows just the dangers of this job in the blink of an eye.
And that's certainly just a very sad situation for so many out here as they're trying to figure out exactly, if anything, what would have prompted this shooting. But right now, as the sheriff says, he's just calling it an ambush. And that's, of course, what it looks like there on the security video. But out here live, it's not clear exactly how long this scene is going to remain active. We are entering hour 12 at this point, so you can imagine they may be wrapping up here in the next couple of hours, but you can expect this area to be closed for some time. As for the condition of those two deputies, we're told both of them underwent surgery last night and remain in critical condition this morning. However, we are expecting to get an update on that condition in the next couple of hours after they make rounds there at the hospital. So we'll bring you the latest as soon as we have it, Amy. I'll send it back to you.
All right, Joy, thank you. Well, as we just heard from the sheriff, the wounded deputies were members of Deputy Academy Class 437. Now, this photo shows that class. Again, we know that one of the wounded deputies is a 31-year-old wife and mother of a 6-year-old boy, and the other wounded deputy is a 24-year-old man, but we do not yet know which two deputies in this photo are the two that were shot. LA Police Chief Michael Moore tweeted about the shooting last night, writing, "I recognize and acknowledge we live in troubled times, but we must, as a community, work through our differences while loudly and resoundly condemning violence. Blessed are the peacemakers."
Lone gunman, $100,000 reward offered in search for the lone gunman that shot the two deputies. News recap for September 13, 2020. Reports by CBS Los Angeles. $100,000 reward offered in search for lone gunman in shooting that left two deputies critically wounded. Los Angeles, authorities Sunday announced a $100,000 reward in connection with the manhunt of a lone gunman responsible for shooting two Los Angeles County Sheriff's deputies in an apparent ambush. The deputies were shot multiple times as they sat in their patrol vehicle at a Metro rail station in Compton. Without provocation, surveillance video shows the suspect approach the patrol car and open fire. The suspect fled on foot. He was only described as a dark-skinned male, between the age of 28 to 30, wearing dark clothing. The deputies were able to radio for help. On Saturday night, both victims underwent surgery. They were identified as a 31-year-old female deputy and 24-year-old male deputy. One is a mother of a 6-year-old boy. Her husband is here with them. The other one is a 24-year-old and the parents are here, the girlfriend is here. They are both out of Class 437, said Sheriff Alex Villanueva said in a news conference, adding that both had graduated from the academy 14 months ago. In fact, I swore them into office 14 months ago, he said, adding that, these are real people doing a tough job and it just shows just the dangers of the job in the blink of an eye. Villanueva said the attack occurred in a cowardly fashion. Soon after the shooting, the department released surveillance video of the shooting via Twitter. Both deputies were rushed to St. Francis Medical Center in Linwood after the shooting. Our female deputy was hit at least once in the jaw and at least twice in the arm, said Ron Hernandez, the president of the Association for Los Angeles Deputy Sheriffs. I think the male deputy was hit at least a couple of times in the arm also. Outside the emergency room, protesters gathered which resulted in 2 arrests, including that of a radio reporter. Deputies say she did not have proper credentials. A few hours later, she was released. The LASD thanked others on Sunday night for their support following the reported ambush. We are humbled in the tremendous outpouring of love, overwhelming show of support and uplifting words and acts of kindness from the public and our brothers in blue, both near and far, for the deputies ambushed in Compton. We remain steadfast in fighting the good fight, the tweet read. Click the link below to read the related article and watch the video coverage.